Welcome. I'm the Frail Blaze. Today's story: there is a particular staircase that no student is allowed to use in my school. I now know why. I always wondered why we were never able to use this staircase in school, but the teachers, staff, and the headmaster were all able to use them. I never knew where the bottom of the staircase was because I always saw the teachers walking up the stairs, but never walking down. In every assembly, the headmaster ordered us not to use the staircase, though we already knew not to. One time, the class clown said he was going to go down the staircase that we weren't allowed to use, and our physics teacher grabbed him. She screamed at him not to go down there. He ended up sitting back down, snickering as some students were whispering to each other and exchanging confused glances. This made me more fixated on knowing about the staircase. I'd wander around the school looking to find where the bottom of it was, but I'd never find it. I'd spend my break asking different people about what they knew about this staircase, and if they knew any rumors about them. Every rumor they'd say, I'd write down in my notebook. One rumor said something about a student in the 7th grade who went down the staircase and was never seen again. Another rumor was that our maths teacher kills anyone who goes down the stairs. Though most of the rumors sounded quite stupid, I still wrote all of them down. At some point, my friend Josh started noticing how curious I was about this particular staircase. Josh was quite a fearless guy. He would do anything dangerous, as if he was on some kind of suicide mission, like the time when we had a science experiment and he thought it would be a good idea to touch the Bunsen burner. He ended up getting severe third-degree burns on his hands, which took around a year to heal. He also became the prime example of what not to do in a science experiment. That is only one of the things that he did, but I don't want to go into details on all of it right now. 2 days ago, as we were sitting on one of the benches after school, he asked, "Why don't you just go down the stairs?" "I don't want to get suspended. I have a good record, unlike you," I said, rolling my eyes. "I have a plan, though," he said. "It better not be stupid." That's when he pulled a notebook out of his bag, and he drew 2 stick figures. The one with the smiley face is me, and the one with the sad face is you. "Do you understand?" he said. "I do," I replied. "We're going to do this pretty early, about 3 or 4 a.m. We're going to break into the school. Don't worry, though. I've done it before and succeeded." He started to draw a gate, and then he drew the stick figure representing me climbing over it, and the one representing him already on the other side as if waiting for me. "This plan is kind of stupid," I said, observing his rushed drawings. "Do you want to see what's under those stairs or not?" I nodded. "Then listen. So after we break in, we'll need to be pretty quiet. No talking until we actually get into the building. We'll need flashlights, so we'll both bring our phones. When we get into the building, you need to follow me. The stairs are near where our classroom is, remember?" he explained with a moderately harsh tone. That's how I knew he was serious. "Okay, it kind of makes sense. I'm going to go now, though. Tomorrow, we'll go through this plan again. Make sure you write it down. I'll see you tomorrow, Josh," I said, picking up my backpack and leaving. The next day, at break, Josh showed me his notebook, which contained a detailed plan, explaining exactly what he had said the day before, but surprisingly in more depth. Though I was hesitant to go along with this plan, I really did want to see what the big deal was with these stairs. I'd been so determined to know every little thing about them. This was like a once-in-a-lifetime chance for me. So, I agreed with the plan. That was yesterday. I had my alarm set for 2:30 a.m. I got ready, which took only about 20 minutes. At around 2:55 a.m., I was out of the house. From my house, my school was easily within walking distance, so it didn't take me long to get there. When I arrived, I was quite surprised to see that Josh was already there, in front of the gate, looking at the floor. "Oh, you're here already. Should we start now?" he asked. "Why not?" I said. That's when we started climbing up the gate. I made sure to watch his technique so that I could do the same when he was done. He climbed up fairly quickly, and then he climbed down the other side. He was in. "Your turn," he said to me. I slowly started climbing the gate, my arms shaking a bit every time I climbed higher. Eventually, I was able to get over and down. Okay, now to get inside the building, we need to use the back of the building. There's a door there, and for some reason, it's never locked," he whispered. I nodded. We started walking at a fast pace, making sure not to step on anything that would make noise. When we finally entered the building, I followed Josh. Using a flashlight on my phone, we slowly made our way up the stairs, being careful of our surroundings. After what felt like forever, we finally found that particular staircase. "Are you ready?" he whispered. "Of course," I said. We started going down, step by step. It looked normal. I didn't get why we weren't allowed to use these. As we were going down further and further, all of a sudden, a foul odor hit my nose. It started to get stronger and stronger the further down we went. "What is that smell?" I asked, holding my nose with one hand, the phone with the other. "You smell it too? It's horrible," he said. Though the smell was tormenting our nostrils, we kept on going. I started feeling a little tired. I felt like I'd been walking down these stairs for an eternity. At some point, as I continued to point my flashlight downwards, I saw something abnormal, out of this world. I held Josh's arm so that he wouldn't go down any more steps. He was about to open his mouth to speak until he also saw what I was seeing. He immediately closed his mouth. We saw darkness. But in that darkness were faces. Some were crying, some were smiling, but as they looked directly into our eyes, their faces became angry, full of hatred. They started screaming and shouting unintelligible words. They reached their arms out for us. And that's when the darkness started rising. And I screamed at Josh to run, hyperventilating as tears streamed down my face. I rapidly ran up the stairs as the darkness slowly consumed every step. Josh was running next to me, though he tripped and he fell. I screamed and heard the sound of synchronized laughter and the sound of Josh screaming in agony and terror as the creatures pulled him into the void. I kept running, up and up and up the stairs. I didn't dare look behind me. Somehow I was able to reach the top of the stairs, and when I did, I collapsed to the floor, shaking uncontrollably. Tears still streaming out of my eyes as I covered my face screaming. Someone tapped me on the shoulder. As I uncovered my face, I realized it was my physics teacher. She stared at me with a mix of emotions on her face. She held her hand out, gesturing me to get up. When I got up, I realized she wasn't the only one there. All of my teachers who taught my classes were there, all in a line, staring at me. Some were crying. Some just stared blankly with no expression. "You're going to have to go to the headmaster's office. I'm sorry," she said, her voice slightly quivering. When we arrived, she opened the door, and as she shut it, I heard the sound of the door locking. This wasn't the headmaster's office. That was a few hours ago. Now I'm still here. My phone was already dangerously low from using it as a flashlight, so I'm just sitting here, wondering if it was all worth it. I should have just listened. Now I've lost my best friend to some unknown darkness. I've no idea what fate is in store for me. If anyone does find me, I wonder if it's just going to be a decaying body. If there even be that much left. The brief moment of having a signal, I'm posting this for everyone to know my story and to say goodbye. Interesting tale. No surprise that one of the only sayings to have to do with curiosity didn't go well for that cat. Anyway, let me know what you thought of this story in the comments beneath. Or if you have any other stories that you'd like me to read. I do hope that you'll join me in the future for more frail Blaze tales.